Milo, Bishop, Williams, and Will, you want to run through Group 6?
Not a problem. Group 6, we've got Pereira, Bella, Eccleston, Cooper, Wardell, Mason, Kepi, Delaney, Hilliard, Tinson, Bella, Roper, Perez, Granger, Hunt, Gibson, Galena, Woodhead, Falimaratu, and McDonald.
The false restart gives us a bit of time, but we are underway. The Under-14’s Cup final. Here, the Central Coast Roosters kick off, and Group 6 first use of the football here. And I love this. All throughout the day, we've seen multiple colour headgears. We've got some lime green, some orange, some maroon. Love to see the protection on the heads and different colour boots. It's all colourful out here, but you've got the Group 6 side in black and orange, and Central Coast in the red, white and navy, the typical Roosters colours. A nice offload, and here we go as Pereira. Nice start here for Group 6. They're brought down 30 metres shy of the Roosters line. Still a couple of tackles up their sleeve, left-hand side. They come, they pass through the halves, a good legs tackle. So Mason and Kepi combining.
On the
early going
ground.
Last tackle.
That would be appreciated.
Here is Luke Kepi from Picton, charged down.
He's got one.
Are they going to call 6 to go?
Last game of the day.
No, it's still the last. A pass from Kepi and a kick from a Group 6 player. It's ricocheted off. It's still going to be the last. The third kick of the last tackle. And now it's bouncing down here for Gabe Stewart. He's still got some work to do. He's going to try and burn them around the outside. He's got some speed. Beats one defender. Beats another with some footwork. In fact, he's brought down. Great tackle, Heath Mason. And now we have a penalty. Well, we've seen it all in that opening set, Will.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the game. Group 6 looked sharp with the ball there. Bit of interesting play on the fifth tackle, 3 kicks.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen too many sets end with 3 kicks in the set, but the Roosters, with their first use of the football, they'll be inside the half of Group 6. And it's the little number 7, Zach Gillett from Wyong, the local boy. The tap restart, and here goes Jackson Williams. A lot of locals in this Central Coast Roosters side. Perhaps a home field advantage for them playing up against Group 6. And it is Gillett who goes into the hooking role with Malachi Smith out from Terrigal. And it's a lost football there from the fullback, Gabe Stewart. Group 6 jump onto it. Perhaps passing the ball a bit too early, trying to look for a bit of expansive play.
Yeah, I think in the early stages, really got to run those front rowers around the middle and hold the ball nice and tight.
And some big forwards on either side of the park, both for the Roosters and Group 6. As they're down on the grandstand side of the ground, they try and work it from their own end. Either side of the 40. The 2 little number 7s, they'll be looking to be the sparks. So Luke Kepi and Zach Gillett. Ones to look out for. Here's the last tackle. Kick there from Thompson. Allowing the ball to bounce. Here's Stewart. In fact, it was Mason there with a kick from Thurlmere. But good field position here for the Roosters. There's James Miller up over the halfway line. And Williams again. That's Jackson. Quick play the ball as they look to shift it, and perhaps thinking about what he was going to do with the ball before he did it. It's been called backwards by the official, so the Roosters still with possession. Not touched by Group 6, so it'll be I'd say, last tackle. That's the last. The big fella had his hands on the ball. Now it's a crossfield kick from the Roosters. And Group 6 got underneath it, but dropped the football. 6 to go. And here comes Jai Hunter looking for some space. Brought down, but they're inside the 10 in the red zone of Group 6 are the Central Coast Roosters. There's the 0 tackle called. Here's Williams trying to barge his way over. He's brought down short of the goal line. Now for Gillett. He finds another forward willing to run. They got some space out here. They opt to just try and barge over and offload out the back. It's touched backwards by the Roosters. In fact, no, they're going to say it's a knock-on by Group 6. So some goal line defence shown there by Group 6, but an error they're going to have to defend another set here.
Yeah, the Central Coast Roosters, they looked very sharp there with the double X nearly going under the sticks, but great defence once again by Group 6 to hold them out there.
And the big fella, Jackson Williams, getting involved very early on. So Malachi Smith is out, and in fact it was an error for the Roosters, so I'm not too sure what the call was there, but Group 6 have the football. We're seeing some footwork here from the Group 6 halfback in Luke Kepi from Picton. They look to spread it wide. There's a bit of an overlap here for Group 6, but it's good defence there by the Roosters. There's the 17, Noah Hill, taking the outside back. It's Cooper. He took over into touch, and again trying to push the pass, spread the ball, and when you're outside those tram lines, you really don't want to back yourself. In terms of you want to step inside, you don't want to try and back yourself around the outside, especially when defenders are so prone to dragging them outside.
It was a shame there. The halfback from Group 6, Luke Kepi, looked very in control when he made that burst.
So the Roosters with the ball 40 metres out, some speed on the outside here, shown by Noah Owens from Mariner. Number 3 in the headgear. I suppose there's a lot of players with headgear out here today. There's 2 of them, in fact, in the tackle. Make that 3. It's been a solid start here from James Miller. He gets to within 10. Nice eyes up football. And now a dummy and run, and he's going to go straight through Tyrone Dorrell from King Cumber. He seems to be the man at halfback, and he gets them on the board here, the Central Coast Roosters.
Yeah, great play there. Just picked out the front row out wide through the dummy, and away under he went.
I would have spoken about it through the week. Malachi Smith out. And the halfback, number 7, Zach Gillett, into the hooking role. So Dorrell being the man to come into the halves. Showing his versatility there with a nice little dummy run. Showed a bit of toe. Very short distance, but he gets over. It's 4 points for the Central Coast Roosters as we see Jake Elliott, funnily enough, the same name of the Philadelphia Eagles kicker in the NFL. Jake Elliott will be kicking here for the Central Coast Roosters. A little tidbit there for the fans watching at home. And I'm sure you've been watching with great intent and just loving every second. We've seen some great clashes, 2 games going into extra time, all of them being finals. And this one to cap off what has been a sensational day for Country Rugby League. The 14s, 15s, everyone involved. Been outstanding. So Elliott from 20 out. Strikes it pretty well. And away to the left-hand side. So 4 points to 0.
Been a very sharp start to the game. Both sides look well. Just a shame the Group 6 defence couldn't hold up there after a few sets.
Yeah, just a few sets on their own line. I'm sure there'll be a chance for them to get down the other end of the park. They might have to try and force an error with their defence. As they go, I don't know if that was an intentional short kick-off, but a great take there, Heath Mason from Thirlmere. Well, it held up in the wind, and he's taken an AFL mark.
Yeah, great take there. Great play by Group 6.
Might have hurt himself. He's clutching at the right leg. Going up to take the catch. Falaumo Tui. He'll play it. And they're inside the red zone now of the Central Coast Roosters. Out there on the far side, that appears to be Eccleston. As he will play, they show and now go to Adam Perez. They're locked forward on the last tackle here for Group 6. Their first chance inside the half in the red zone of the Roosters. A grubber kick there. It's ricocheted off a player, and now the defence dragging the Roosters back. They're going to have to work it away from their own end, deep inside their half. And a good hit there for Falaumo Tui from Mount Annan. Trying to shift the ball a bit. There is Jake Elliott.
Great defence here by the Group 6 side. Kept them inside their own 20.
Yeah, did exactly what they needed to. And now it's Gabe Stewart, the fullback. But it's, I was going to say straight down the throat, but Simon Pereira, he's touched it. Now he's got some work to do to bring it back. And it's a great chase there from Noah Owens. Group 6 a bit slow to get back. The slow... Well, it's going to be a penalty here. And an apparent rake there from the Roosters. So, led off the hook, Group 6. Could have been some hard, tough carries there to try and get them out of their own end. And I think they're going to go for the tap restart. They will. We've seen a few kicks today not find touch, so perhaps just taking the safe option as there's the 19 again, Folau Motui. And he's still going. The big number 19, hard to bring down. Now Hilliard, a dummy half. He finds Tinson. Short of the halfway line, 4-0 the scoreline. Roosters over Group 6 in this, the Under-14's Cup final. I'm James Robertson calling a line alongside Will Simpson. Nice pass underneath. Found Bowen Roper, but couldn't find the gap that he was looking for. Chip over the top, touched by the Roosters. It's gone backwards, so they will get possession of the ball. And great field position here for the Central Coast Roosters. Perhaps not the right option there, looking for the chip over the top.
Yeah, 100%, a bit of a poor option there. Would have probably dribbled it down in the corner and put in a big defensive effort.
And here we go, the back rower, rangy back rower, trying to beat tackles, and doing so is Jake Elliott. Now a little run-around play. Still works in this day and age, believe it or not. And here's Will Hodder from Kincumber. So again, great field position here for the Roosters. What can they do with it? Looking for the cutout ball, finding it, but it's just gone through the hands of Star Nelson. Gabe Stewart, definitely the right idea, but just poor execution there.
Yeah, 100% right option. They looked outnumbered there on the Group 6 side, down the left side.
And just Star Nelson overrunning that line, not getting deep enough. Speak about depth and the pass reaching the chest. Right idea, but just poor execution in the end there from the Roosters. So Group 6, another chance to take it out of their own end and try and get it into the opposition half. I like this little underplay, but he's been solid defensively there. Zach Gillett moved into the middle after Marchie Smith was withdrawn from this game. So having a lot more defence than he'd be accustomed to out there in the halves. And again, he's just putting his body on the line, literally just standing there taking what comes towards him. We see some players looking to come on for the Roosters, Kyan Parker being one of them from the Entrance Tigers. Here's the last tackle. Kick there from Heath Mason. Some work to do. The fullback's got it, and he's taken it well, but it's going to be the last. Great take there, Simon Pereira.
Much better fifth tackle option there.
You've been saying that. Look, you like the bomb up in the air. And it's going to be a forward pass, I believe, here. So a big opportunity here for Group 6. We've got 11 minutes left in the half, 4-0 the scoreline.
Yeah, big chance here for Group 6. I'd like to see them use their outside backs now, get around, create an overlap, and score in the corner.
Yeah, we've not seen or called many of the outside backs' names. Eccleston's perhaps got a touch, but players on this right-hand side have not. Now they look for the scrum play. Very nice play there, Heath Mason. Seems to be one of their danger men. The 14 is out there for Group 6, and so is the 8 in Harry Delaney. He's been held up. So Callum Granger out there in 14. And a great defensive effort there from Central Coast. Cooper and Wardle. I dare say the ball's going to be coming their way sooner rather than later, although here comes Falau Tui. And again, he's been held up. So back-to-back goal line defensive efforts there from Central Coast. He will play it. Here's Mason again. So a couple plays left here for Group 6. They're going to go with a cross-field kick, and it's going to be safely taken there by Star Nelson. A bit too deep on that kick, and funnily enough, that was against the breeze. So must have been a very powerful kick. He takes the 20 tap, and he's been driven back.
Yeah, must have got a bit of toe to it. I would like to see, I know I've raved on about the kicks, but a bit of a run there on the outside. I think they had the overlap. I think the winger was unmarked. I think the Central Coast Roosters winger anticipated the kick, and I think it might have been on.
Yeah, and still a tackle left in the tackle count as well. Could have chanced their arm with... I'm sorry, someone's just chucked a water bottle and it's exploded everywhere. Oh, the comedy. But Adam Perez is down for Group 6. He's now up. But yeah, fourth tackle, try and chance your arm with the ball away to the right-hand side. Instead, they put the kick through and just a bit too deep. So perhaps they'll try and go through the hands on the next occasion. He's been impressive early on, James Miller, the lock forward for the Central Coast Roosters, and here is Ken Parker. Gillett looking for the short ball and finding it. Perhaps an offload. No, they wrap the ball up well. Miller popping up everywhere. Gillett, Thompson. Looking good in the 9-roll, Gillett. He finds Fota Philly from Terrigal. Last tackle. Gillett out to Gabe Stewart. Crossfield kick, who's underneath it. And oh, that's taken superbly by Mitchell Abella. He's going to be bundled into touch. Well, you've got to take that risk. The ball's coming towards him. He went to make the big play and take the bomb. He did, but he's been bundled into touch. So Central Coast Roosters will in fact have the ball.
Yeah, I think it was the right option there. There was 3 Central Coast Roosters there on the one young fella from Group 6. So just got to see now whether Central Coast Roosters can keep it going and go over for their second try of the day.
We've seen a variety of scrum plays all throughout the day. What are we going to see here from Central Coast? 10 metres out. Just a normal scrum play. The centre comes sweeping around the back, and now here goes the fullback, Gabe Stewart, almost getting through. Great one-on-one defence there from Heath Mason. Short ball. We're going to barge their way over. 3 defenders in that tackle. Joseph Vella looking to come onto the field for Group 6. Here's the 16 in Foto Philly. And he's denied by the goal line defence of Group 6. Gillett. Out they come again for Stewart. Flick pass out the back. Nice hands. Day. Again brought down and a knock on. So a few opportunities now for the Roosters down this end of the field and not taking them. They do have a 4-point lead with 6 minutes to go, but the goal line defence of Group 6 just as strong as the Roosters.
Yeah, both teams have looked very strong defensively. Just a few things going wrong in attack, otherwise it'd be a very high scoring game.
And there we see a broken tackle, but in turn we see a great defensive effort there. James Miller,
You boys,
not only in offence but defence as well, making his name known.
Please, come over
Had to stop Simon Pereira there. Now for Tinson to take the carry. This is Roper. We're going to keep it very simple within the 5 minutes that they have left. Here's Falau Motui. Big James is brought down over the 40-metre line. Not the last. Kick straight down the throat of Gabe Stewart. I'm not too sure why you'd go for the early kick with the wind the way that it is. It's been like that all day, going from right to left, so those long kicks are going to turn into short kicks. You'd rather run and get the metres that way. There's a play down for the Roosters, hope he's all right. And some changes being made now. Here's Dorrell. He's brought down. He scored our opening and only try here today for the Roosters, and now some nice catch pass. Here's Northey. Looks to have moved into left centre. Last tackle here for the Roosters. Stewart, who appears to be doing all their kicking. Another crossfield kick. This one allowed to bounce, and it's... Oh, he's almost got there, Dylan Day. I thought it was going to be touched. Oh, sorry, bounce out into touch, but Dylan Day gave it every chance to try and score that, but it's just gone 10 metres out, so it will be a play the ball here for Group 6, and they survive again.
Yeah, great effort there by the winger. He was disappointed with himself, but I thought it was a cracker.
And again, they've been peppering that side. Mitchell Abella, the recipient of those kicks, and the fullback Gabe Stewart. So Group 6 trying to work it away with 3 minutes 23 left on the clock. Come to the short side, and again they love turning their players under. Here's Delaney. He'll play it. And again, great defensive set there from the Roosters. They're going to have it 40 metres away. Well, you don't really have much option. You need to try and put the big kick in, but just this defensive pressure for the Roosters has been really impressive. So Parker to play it. Now for Lachlan Bishop, who's out there on the field in 19. Gillett just looks to go himself, and a good tackle there on Dorrell.
Harry Delaney, that was. He's been impressive.
Yeah, good shot. Now for Parker. Last tackle. He's been asked to go back on the mark, play the ball. They've been very lenient with that today. Don't know if that was much of a play the ball, but now a wide pass out here, and it comes to the number 5 in Nelson, looking to just barge his way over really, but he's 10 metres out, and I don't think his chances were very high. But great ball playing by Gabe Stewart. He's really been the point of their attack, especially on the last with the crossfield kicks, and now a wide pass out to the left. I'd like to see him run the ball in the last and see what happens with the Group 6 defence, but they're going to be working it away deep within their own end, and that helps. A good carry there from James Folau-Motui. Now Pereira trying to help the Group 6 boys, and in fact he's lost it. That's a great hit, and he's at the number 7, Zach Gillett. Small in stature, but he's been one of their best defensively here in the first half.
Yeah, he's killed it out there, and I think that's been the difference between the two number 7s. He's really got in there and made some big defensive efforts and really steered his team around the park. So I'd like to see that from the Group 6, Luke Kepi, see what he's got.
Well, it's definitely been difficult, as we see a nice cutout pass again. We could see a try. We will see a try. Dylan Day. He didn't get one before, but he does now, and he'll thank Gabe Stewart later. Try to the number 2, Dylan Day from Kincumber. They go up 8 points to 0. And what about this ball playing display here by Gabe Stewart?
Yeah, just a great ball out wide. Simple draw and pass. Over it went. And the young winger raced away to score.
I'll tell you what, we've seen some talented number 1s on show here today. Just to run you through some of the names that have been on display. Lachlan Spicer, Ethan Cliff, Dean Jones, Ethan Ferguson. Plenty of talent on show, and you can add Gabe Stewart to that list. You know, I know they're only 14, 15 years old, but talent's out there. If they work hard enough, you never know where they're going to go. But it seems like so many players out there these days that want to play the fullback position. It's such an important position in this sport. They just got to try and showcase their skill, and whatever happens, happens. So Elliott with a shot from the sideline. Again, he struck it pretty strongly, but it's away to the left-hand side. So unsuccessful from Jake Elliott. 2 tries. Day and Dorrell, the try scorers for Central Coast. We've got 8 points to 0. Got another 25 minutes coming up in the Under-14's Cup final between Central Coast Roosters and Group 6. James Robertson and Will Simpson on commentary. We'll be back after the break. Well, if you've been with us all day, you deserve a medal. 9 o'clock we started, nice and sharp. It's now just past the 3:45, so 7 hours of rugby league, bar a bit of a stoppage. But 6 very exciting games of rugby league, and this one to continue our last half of the afternoon here from Moranbeen Oval at Wyong. Underway through the boot of Heath Mason. The Central Coast Roosters hold an 8-point advantage. He's going to be held there. Ball played at, yes. It'll be a strip call from Group 6, and just before they kicked off, there was a bit of a, sounded like a walkway from the Central Coast Roosters. They look like they just want to get on with the job.
Yeah, the Roosters, they've looked very determined down there today. They've just run the ball hard and done all the simple little things right.
That's what the good teams do, just get through the basics, and if there comes time to throw the ball around, by all means throw the ball around, but it's about playing the percentages and just getting through the basics. Dummy from the big man. Connor Kirkman, your official out in the middle. Sam Everest, and I'm not too sure who the second touch judge is. Our touch judge was meant to be Shane Krylo for this game. He went off earlier with a back injury. So I hope he's all right, recovering. Making sure he's putting ice on the back. And oh, what a take there by the prop forward. He's going to score, Will Hodder. Oh! Well, that just came from absolutely nothing. Simon Pereira all the time in the world, and it's the prop forward from Kincumber, Will Hodder, taking the ball mid-flight and showed a bit of toe on his way into the try area.
Yeah, your man Gabe Stewart there put up the midfield bomb. Bit of a challenge there for Pereira. The big front row put in the effort, plucks the ball from the air, and as you said, showed a bit of toe under the post.
Bagged himself a meat pie. It's always good for the big fellas to get over. Yeah, Gabe Stewart, he's given the back three for Group 6 trouble all afternoon. This time they're going against the wind. What I've wanted all day is just, let's just put a midfield bomb up and see what happens. And, you know, you allow the ball to bounce. You never know where it's going to bounce, and it bounced right into the arms of the number 10, Will Hodder, who extends this lead for the Roosters. Oh, I see. So Jake Elliott, he gets all the tough conversions, and Zach Gillett says, well, I'll take the nice and easy one from in front. 14 points to nil up against Group 6, the Under-14's Cup final. James Robertson calling alongside Will Simpson. In a sensational day of action here today. It started off at 9 a.m. The plate final for the Under-15s. Newcastle defeated Illawarra in extra time. Sensational try to Ethan Cliff to even give Illawarra a chance. So we see a spread out to the left-hand side nice and early.
Gabe Stewart again.
Yeah, Gabe Stewart, he's in absolutely everything. We then had the 14s plate final where Illawarra defeated Group 3 20 points to 12. Followed by Group 3 defeating Victoria in the Under-15's Cup final 26 to 20. That also going to golden point, or extra time rather. Newcastle defeating Victoria in the Under-14's trophy final 14 points to 8. And Group 2 North Coast Bulldogs defeating Group 6 22 to 6. The Under-15's trophy final. This is the Cup final for the Under-14s. At the moment the score is 14 points to nil. We see Noah Owens going up over the 40. The last tackle signaled by the official. What's he going to dish up for us this time? Gabe Stewart again allowing the ball to bounce as Pereira. He was looking out for Will Hodder. Now he's showing his best GI impersonation with the left arm, right arm fence. looked pretty strong, but running across field. Much better than the last time that happened. They conceded a try.
Be interesting to see what Group 6 dish up here.
Yeah, they've not had much possession inside the opposing half, so it's really their first opportunity, especially in the second half. But even in the first half, there wasn't a lot of time that I can remember them being deep down inside the half of the Roosters. Full credit to their defence. Here's the 25, McDonald. And boy, he's going to be hard to bring down. He's still going. 4 defenders trying to bring him down. Trying to get that quick play the ball, and does. Now for Kepi to give a pass off. Brought down there was Tinson. Last tackle. Kepi. In behind. Stewart. And we're going to see a penalty offside from the kick inside the 10. So a pretty decent set there from Group 6, but just giving away a penalty. Not what they wanted.
Now, it was a bit of a nothing play there. The chip over the top. Only 2 of them knew it was coming. And your man, Gabe Stewart, cleans it up. Does a good job.
Oh, he's just the man that's touched the ball the most. The more opportunities you have with the ball, the better you may look. But he has looked sensational out there today. Definitely the main point of attack for the last play options. The general play kicking. So the 18 is out there in Farmilo. Back up dummy half. Nice offload there from Jackson Williams. A 14-point lead. They pretty much have earned the right to throw the ball around, but they go straight through the middle with Jake Elliott. He's got support on the inside. He waits for him. He gives the pass off. Some stepping back on the inside. It's a one-on-one steal. It's taken back by the Roosters, and they're going to say a Roosters knock on. Well, that was interesting. Elliott through the middle. Farmilo in support. I thought he was going to get there with all ease. He stepped back perhaps the wrong way. I'm not too sure. Back into the defence, and there's a Roosters player down. Don't tell me it is Jake Elliott. He's down on his haunches.
Yeah, it looked as though on the left side he had another player outside him. As you said, I think he went the right way. Back into the Group 6 defenders. They were able to bring across the cover defence.
Small players warming up on the sideline for Central Coast. Keane Parker and Lachlan Bishop coming back into the action. So all is well for the Roosters.
Can Group 6 work it out of their own end?
You know, it's going to be tough, 10 metres out from their own line. They're going to need someone to come up with a special play. You've got 17 minutes to go. Down behind more than 2 converted tries. Maybe this is the special run that they need. Harry Delaney from Camden. But they're going to need more than that. Now some nice footwork here and some speed shown. Slung the ground. That's the 6 there in Heath Mason. Now for McDonald. Just get him to cut the ball up straight and hard. And I'll tell you what, if you could get the arm frame pop and offload, about 4 or 5 defenders around him, could be a bit of danger for the Central Coast side, but it is the last tackle. Now to the right they come. Now a kick towards the ground, looking for a fumble, but taken well there by Star Nelson. He gets up over the 10-metre line. I think they should have gone through the hands there. There was a bit of space out there to the right-hand side for Group 6.
Yeah, there was plenty of space out there. It was a nice little kick though by the halfback. He just didn't have the chase.
Yeah, all about that communication, putting in the kick, but also getting the chase from your teammates, trying to force them back in goal. Pretty simple set here from the Roosters. Don't want to force the pass or make the error. Here's Keane Parker. Good tackle there. Delaney again. He's been hurt in that tackle, I think. No, he's just laying down. Here's Elliott with the kick.
Changing fullbacks for Group 6.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times today. So it's Heath Mason who's gone to the back. Not too sure if Pereira's just been taken off the field, but try and update you with that. No, in fact, there's Pereira now, so just a change of position. Hilliard now for Kepi, and here comes McDonald. Been good coming off the bench for them. Nice solid play the ball too. Kepi, long kick. They've got to use that win to their advantage. Taken here by Star Nelson. Looks pretty light on his feet. Up over the 20 for Central Coast. We've got 14 and a quarter minutes to go. 14 points to nil. So they're going to have to outscore the clock in this one, Group 6, if there's any chance of making a comeback. And Pereira's gone into that left centre position. Here comes Gabe Stewart trying to get the miracle offload out the back or over the top, whatever you want to call it. He's just lost the football, but again, they're up by 14, so the willingness to play a bit of football, they've lost it. Gifting Group 6 a bit of an opportunity here.
Yeah, once again, good field position for the Group 6 side. Just want to see them come out the back and play out the back a few times and see if they can go over in the corner for their first points.
So Jasper Tinson are waiting to come on. As the number 25 gets a well-deserved break. I think he's been pretty good coming off the bench there. Caleb McDonald from Picton, number 25. What can Group 6 conjure up here? Some footwork here from the forward. Delaney. Just need someone to run the ball nice and hard. Here's Woodhead from the Gamba, Warragamba. The Wombats. Shapes to go to the right, goes to the left, just trips over and into the dirt mound that is the middle of Maury Breen now. We've had 6 games back to back. Outstanding pitch at the start of the day, and the centre of turf is just a bit worn down. Here is the kick from Kepi, and it just looks a bit too deep off the boot, and it is. So 20-metre tap for Central Coast, 12.5 to go.
Bit of poor vision there once again. I think they had a 3-man overlap. I think if they had gone short even, probably would have had a bit of a chance there.
They're just not believing in themselves. There's been a couple of times where the pass has probably been the better option than the kick. Just either driving it too deep or just finding the Roosters player as he's back on James Miller. Outstanding first half. Now for Keane Parker. And no, that's the second time that's happened with Delaney. He just lays there in the ruck. You think he's hurt, but he's quite all right. He's Bishop. Strong carry up over the halfway. Now some dummy half running from Farmilo. We're going to say a penalty. It's offside. So 30 metres out. Don't think they're going to go for the 2 points here, but soak up a bit of time. As the 17 comes out here for Group 6 in Christian Galliner from Barrel. I dare say another try here from the Roosters might put this one to bed. They've been valiant here, Group 6, but just haven't had enough of the ball at the right end of the field, and when they have had it, just not taking their opportunities that they've been given. Whereas the Roosters, they've been pretty clinical up until this point. Here he goes again, Miller.
Yeah, Group 6 have looked very tight defensively, so it'd be a shame to see the Central Coast Roosters go over as they knock the ball on.
Well, that's a shame. Van der Zwaan making the error, but Again, I don't know how he's getting these offloads out, Gabe Stewart. He's caught there one-on-one, somehow shrugs him off. A second defender comes in and he just loops it round the corner. Perfect pass, and Van der Zwaan just couldn't hold on to it. Had a 2-0. So more or less a guaranteed try if he hangs on to it. If not, then for his wing partner in Star Nelson. But again, there's a bit of time, 10 minutes. They've got to score quite quickly here, Group 6. They try and spread the ball. They come through Tinson.
Ooh.
And just looks like holding down there, so looking for the quick kick, trying to use the wind if they can. And 15 to 20 metres off that.
Yeah, 6 more tackles here for Group 6. They've done the hard yards. They just need to get up the other end and try and get over the sticks.
Falau Tui, he's been impressive in a side that's been down majority, well, for all of this game. Now for Tinson. It's got to that point where they're probably going to have to play a bit of ad-lib footy. They don't really have a choice. They want to try and go up. Good pressure defensively. And now it's been picked up by the Roosters. And it's Star Nelson. No, they're going to call knock on off the Roosters. Well, he was away for all money.
Yeah, good call there. I think it did come off his hand.
Yeah, I think you'll find it was the number 14, Ashton Van der Zwaan, going in, putting the hit on Heath Mason. Man, who's at fullback at the moment. And a little sweep around. You try a kick possibly off the scrum. Something a bit different. They'll just go for the standard hitter. They need to get their bag of tricks out and try everything that they've got. Here's Woodhead. Offload. Looking for another offload, but this defence has just been great. That's the only word you need to describe it. Just great defence, solid. Just forcing them back so late in the contest. And still the willingness to turn up for each other. Miller there, again with the tackle. Great ball, but just putting it down. Joseph Vella.
Once again, opportunities wide. Just a bit of a heavy pass there, and down it goes.
Yeah, slim opportunity, but nonetheless, he would have been into the gap. A few players around him, who knows what could have happened. I know I've spoken a lot about Gabe Stewart in this game. He's been tremendous, but I think James Miller, especially defensively, he's been outstanding. In the first half, he was great. He came off for a bit of a breather. Just in this last 10 minutes or so, he's really amped up the defence as they go away to Star Nelson again. And this guy has some toe. Star Nelson, double R. Is he going to get in the corner? Great defence. He's put him out. Heath Mason. They're down by 14. I thought for all money he was going to get over Star Nelson, but the guy 5'8" to fullback. Heath Mason from Thirlmere. Great cover defence.
Yeah, big play there. I backed him in. I certainly backed him in, but Heath Mason got over there and made that cover tackle.
And really, 6 3/4 minutes to go. You're down by 14. Group 6 could have just said, oh, well, I guess that's the game. But the desperation there. Great tackle, Heath Mason. And there's a slim chance, but he's given them the best opportunity that they could get. There's another one of the good defenders from the Roosters, Zach Gillett. They try and spread the ball. Vella. They can't go around them. They can't go through them. How do they break this wall of defence? This wall of white, red and blue of the Roosters. Nice broken tackle. But no one up there in support. They're going to get a penalty. And they need to use this wind as much as they can. Whatever is left out there. Luke Kepi starts it on the 40. He'll get 20 or so metres.
Yeah, nice kick for touch there. Once once again up into the Central Coast Roosters side of the half.
Well, you'd think they'd have to score in this set, surely. If there any sort of outside chance, he's back on the field, the number 25. Neat players around there supporting him, McDonald.
Another big run by him.
Yep, back on the field. Now it's the other big fella in Folau Motui. They got some numbers out to the right-hand side, but they need to get it there through the hands. Here's Josh Hunt. First time we're calling his name. Now for Granger. The kick over the top. He's got the bounce. In fact, it didn't even bounce. He's got it on the full. And Daniel Cooper, in one of his rare touches, gets the try. Nice kick. Heath Mason makes a defensive decision out here at the other end. And with 4.5 to play, it's not much of a chance, but they're a sniff.
Yeah, that's it. Great try there by the boy from Thelmere. Little chip over the top, gathers it on the full, and away he goes.
And they've used the chip over the top a couple of times, but that time, right place, right time.
Yeah, the kick's been their go-to play, but that one, as you said, right place, right time.
Well, they've got to go up in sixes here, but they can't afford to waste too much time on the clock. They won't have many sets at all with the ball. Mason, 20 out, waved away. So 14-4. 2 converted tries wins it for them. We've got about 4 minutes to go.
Daniel Cooper.
Feel a big finish coming here.
14-4 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Well, the re-injection of Caleb McDonald and Folau Motui, you said it earlier on, they need to roll it through the middle with their forwards and then get it to these outside backs. Maybe the injection of Heath Mason at fullback is what they needed. Long kickoff from Stewart.
We need to see the same again here. 2 big front rowers.
And here he is, Folau Motui. You see the 25 come across. He's probably not going to get the ball on this drive. Here's Hilliard. Numbers all over the place for the Roosters, trying to shift their defence. Here's McDonald. They'll look to spread it. Early kick using the win inside the 40. It's going to bounce. Is it going to bounce fortuitously for Group 6? That is tremendous work from Gabe Stewart. It was looking for all money to be a 40-20. In fact, it's Daniel Thompson who's there at the back. Great play nonetheless.
Yeah, he's done superb down there. That was a big kick by the halfback from Group 6.
Well, it was inside his own 30 and it managed to make it to the 20, just stayed in the field of play. They need to force an error here, Group 6. And no, that is the opposite of what they wanted. Offside, just a bit too antsy, trying to get up off the line. And they've conceded the penalty. We've got 2 minutes to go, 14 points to 4. And I think this is the Roosters' game. But it has been a valiant fight from Group 6. They've shown a lot of heart. They haven't given up. They played for the full 50 minutes, or 48 that we have had. And this is a very strong carry. Would not want to be in the way of him. Will Hodder.
I must say, the number 8 from Group 6, he didn't back away. He did not back down.
In fact, that was Jackson Williams. Here is Hodder. A try scorer. Burning pace for the front rower. Fotofili. Can the Roosters finish it off with a try for the locals? Pass to Gillett. 30 out.
They're looking
Jake
dangerous.
Elliott. As always, Williams. Very nice pass. They've got some space and numbers. Can they get the offload? Does he even need to offload? He's held up there. James Miller. Last tackle. Short side. Pass. Star. Double R. Star Nelson over again. The first time he was denied, but this time he gets a try. And there is the win for the Under-14 Central Coast Roosters. The cup final will come home to them up against Group 6.
Yeah, that's just put the icing on the cake there. Great vision. Out of dummy half and away to the winger. Straight over in the corner.
The passing being great all day from the Roosters, but what about the big fella Jackson Williams? Great cutout pass. He found James Miller in the lead-up play, who made the break 5 metres out, and then a quick play down the short side, and it was that man, double R Star Nelson, getting over. And that'll about wrap us up as it comes to a close. It's been a fantastic day of rugby league. 6 games, 6 finals, 2 games going into extra time. The Roosters, they know it. The locals know it that have come down to watch him here this afternoon. It looks like Jake Elliott is going to take the conversion deep on the western side of the ground. And away to the right-hand side. But it is the Central Coast Roosters who have taken the victory to win the Under-14's Cup final against Group 6. Dylan Day, Tyrone Dorrell, Star Nelson and Will Hoddy are try scorers for the Roosters. Daniel Cooper, a try scorer for Group 6. Almost gave them a bit of hope. It's been fantastic calling with you, Will. Hope to see you in the near future. Been fantastic calling Country Rugby League here for the Under-14's and 15's finals. Thank you to all involved, all the volunteers, all the players, refs, and just everyone. It's been great coverage here from Bar TV. Streamed on Facebook Live. If it wasn't for Bar TV, you wouldn't be able to see these great games covered live here from Wyong, Moree Oval. So for James Robertson and Will Simpson, it is goodbye for now, but check out our next coverage whenever that may be. Take care.